Why I believe that the idea of sex within marriage is such a beautiful and sacred act is because God understood that the massive level of reward of dopamine of what sex would be could be waited for by the blood, sweat, and tears that was utilized to fight in creating what is then now a marriage.
You like this, you like being daddy's arms with microphones. You like being a worker. You're made for the camera. Both my boys are.
Hey, this video you are about to watch is a part of a series where I show you how to quit porn the right way. So do yourself a favor, binge on all of this content, all the videos that you possibly can, because who knows, maybe if the value and the trust is built together over this journey, you'll want to jump into a community that I call Fit for Family. Or maybe you think these videos suck, and that's also fair too. But nonetheless, there's only one way for us to find out. So enough of me, let's get back to serving you and let's get back to the video. All right, man, it's upgrade time. We're going to talk about delayed gratification and why gaining a value for delaying the gratification, delaying the dopamine that you receive in your life, delaying the reward that you get in your life is actually going to cause you to be happier, more fulfilled, more connected, more vibrant, and feel more prosperous in your internal world with your Creator, God. Now, I know that when we talk about delayed gratification, the end of the road is like, hey, just stop being so impulsive. But very few people talk about why it's so important, the benefit of it. And my ultimate goal in sharing this with you right now is to start a dialogue. Again, these are meant to be conversations. I want you to start thinking, not telling you what to think, but teaching you how to think, how to start thinking for yourself, how to start thinking more like a man on your internal world and gaining a value for this. I would love for you to value, as I need to grow in this too. A lot of the things that I'm sharing with you is not because I've arrived at the end of the road, but I'm teaching that which I've learned that's benefited me and the people around me, and I want to be able to impart it with you. And one of those things has been learning delayed gratification. I want you to write this down because no one ever told me this, and when I learned this for the first time, it blew my mind, is that the only thing that makes us truly happy is earned dopamine. Write that down. Earned dopamine makes us happy. Dopamine that we didn't earn makes us unhappy. And that's a reason why porn is very, very, very much of an unhappy mechanism for us, where we experience shame, guilt, condemnation, is because there was no resistance needed in order to get to it. There was nothing that we needed to do to earn it, to achieve it, to acquire it. It's right there. And anytime that you and I run after dopamine that gets us what we want the second we want it now, it voids us of character. And character is one of the biggest things that separates us from just being like animals who are very impulsive, led by innate desires, is our ability to think, rationalize, reason, deliberate, wait, and actually have relationship like with God on a conscious level. So because of that, when we just go and run to the thing that we want impulsively without any self-control, what we actually do is make ourselves very unhappy, because as humans differing from animals, they operate out of their desires and it's okay with them, is we actually want to have a sense of earning and enjoying and putting effort and work and intent behind that which we receive a reward for. So when you go all day and you have a really good workout and you worked hard at it and you feel the swole, you feel the pump, you feel stoked after. You could get all this dopamine, all these endorphins, all this rush, and have like, dude, I just did that. Or if you run and you hike and you get to the top of a mountain, the level of satisfaction that you're going to experience at the top is so much different than if a dude flies by in a helicopter. A dude flying by in a helicopter is like, oh, wow, this is so pretty. But he won't be able to own it and enjoy it as much as the dude who hiked all the way to the top. You know, this is like for someone who wants to hike to the top of Mount Everest would be different than if you flew a plane all the way up there. Sure, you could say you got to Everest, but how you got there, really, really, really. And so for in our life, some of the benefits of having delayed gratification is it's going to make you happier. It's going to make you more fulfilled. It's going to make you healthier. You're actually going to learn how to make better decisions, which is all a part of wisdom and being a man. And you're actually going to learn how to have better financial gain, believe it or not. The people who operate out of delayed gratification actually have a higher earning potential. Not just delayed gratification, but even studies have proven that emotionally healthy men, which, by the way, I would say is a massive form. Going on a journey, becoming emotionally healthy as a man is a huge form of delayed gratification. Why? Because you are choosing to face your pain now, short-term pain, in order to have long-term gain tomorrow or the week after that and the month after that for the rest of your life. So that delay right there is like, hey, I'm not going to numb. I'm not going to cope. I'm actually going to lean in, is teaching you something. It's growing you. So when you have that, your earning potential goes up, because when you're emotionally healthy and you're connected, you're actually able to make better choices and decisions. And for every guy that I've seen who struggles with porn, if you struggle with porn and making poor choices for that, you're also going to make poor financial decisions. Why? Because you're emotionally led by the purchases that you create. So you're going to be led out of urges, out of pain, out of triggers, out of things that bother you, out of ways wanting to escape. Shopping therapy is a real thing. It doesn't actually heal anything, but it has your wallet get smaller and fills your house with stuff that also isn't going to make you happy in the end. So when you learn to have delayed gratification, you're going to start making better choices financially, emotionally, mentally, relationally, and you won't start living out of impulse anymore. Again, my whole goal here, the whole program is to teach you delayed gratification, but this specific video right now is to teach you the value for it, on why it ought to be something that is like the new flex. I think that the new flex is being slow to speak, quick to listen. Just like the Bible talks about, slow to go to porn, quick to deliberate, quick to reflect on, quick to think with intention. You know, I'd say another form of that is just slow to make impulsive choices and decisions and running towards whatever we think is going to make us happier in that moment, and actually being more methodical and really thinking of the consequences and the benefit, the pros and cons to every single choice that we're facing and, you know, creating in our world right now. So I'd love for you to dialogue about that. I'd love to hear what you think about that. Talk to your group about how delayed gratification has been real in your life, and even about the idea of earned dopamine, that earning our dopamine is the only way that truly makes us happy and more fulfilled. And whereas if you have received dopamine, it actually makes you unhappy. I'd love to hear what you think about that. Dialogue about that with the people in your group, and would love to understand like what that journey has been like for you in terms of earning or receiving dopamine, how that's been true, so you can begin to build neural pathways in your brain and a value system for why it's worth waiting. And that's also another reason why I believe that the idea of sex within marriage is such a beautiful and sacred act, is because God understood that the massive level of reward of dopamine of what sex would be could be waited for by the blood, sweat, and tears that was utilized to fight in creating what is then now a marriage, right? So when you have a relationship and you go and you see a prostitute right away, it's not going to be as fulfilling in any way, shape, or form, or safe, or connecting, or holy, or beautiful, because one of those things is God has been hiding gems for us. See, in Proverbs it says that it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, but it's the glory of kings to search and seek that thing out. So God is actually hiding certain things for us, not from us. He's not hiding things to keep us away so that we don't have the life that he wants. He actually wants us to operate out of more enjoyment, more excitement, more passion, more fervor, more favor, more abundance, more beauty, more connection, all of it. But we don't get to live that life if we say we get to the finish line right away. It's not fun if you get dessert before breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If that happens every single day, you'll get sick. You'll get tired. You'll be like, I just want a better meal. And so when you get a partner with God and pursue a woman, and there's the chase and there's the pursuit and there's all those sorts of things, what it's going to do is it's building up a massive level of reward for what you get to experience in the safety of covenant. That's another form, biblically speaking, of the power of what God gave, God made about earning our dopamine, earning it so that you know it's in the context of something that's really, really safe, of someone who's always going to be there for you. But have those conversations, dialogue about it. Would love for you to bring up ideas and ways that you know for it to be true, that earned dopamine is better than the counterfeit of, you know, just having of a received dopamine, and what that looks like for you. I love you tons, man. I believe in you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, real quick, if you like that video that you just saw, or if you want to see even better videos than this in a series that I made called Annihilate Porn to help guys or girls like you quit porn, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't forget any alerts, comment, like, all that jazz, and more importantly, check out the next video that's going to take you even further on the journey from where you are to where you want to be. I love you tons. I'll catch you in the next one.